Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and happy Monday. Hopefully you had a chance to step aside and enjoy your weekend. First off, I want to say great job last week to those of you that were able to hit all 6 workouts that we threw at you last week. This week is going to be a little bit of the same, but the workouts are going to change slightly. But our goal is to get the 5 workouts, yes, and possibly that 6th workout if you can fit it in your schedule. But what I want to do is I want to start off the workout week with your Monday morning mobilities. Or Monday afternoon or Monday evening, whenever you guys choose to do it. But the goal is going to be to prime and prep the body and the mind off of a weekend and off of a high volume workout week last week. So we're going to start on the floor and work our way up, unlike working our way from the top to the bottom or standing to the floor. So let's go ahead and get started. I got my mat set out here. Whether you need a mat or not, that'll be on you. But what I want to do is start on your mat, on your back, and we're going to do some light, easy spinal rockers. Light and easy spinal rockers. And like one of our workouts last time, we just slowly kind of progress with that spinal rocker, and that will eventually turn into something else. But for now, we're just going to keep it simple, keep it easy, and we're going to go maybe 10, 15 repetitions on this one. Again, nothing crazy. Let's go 3 more. So there's going to be 1, there's going to be 2, there's going to be 3. All right, so we're on the ground and we're going to go back to the basics, back to the beginning with our lying leg kicks. Left leg first set is going to be bent, right leg straight leg. The angle can be flexed or pointed. Doesn't really matter for this first set. We're going to go 10 repetitions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, 1 more, and 10. Go ahead and switch it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, 1 more, 10. Okay, now switch it. This is going to be our second set. It is possible that 10 repetitions is not enough for you to loosen up and make this first change. So if that's the case, hit a couple more repetitions. But the second set, left leg is the non-working leg. It is also the straight leg, and the heel is getting pushed into the ground. That should feel like your left leg is tightening up. The right leg is going to be the lying kick leg, and you're trying to flex or pull your toes to your shin. All right, here we go. 10 repetitions. 3, 2, 1. And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch it over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Second set of spinal rockers. We're going to do 10 repetitions again, or somewhere in there, that rep range. And again, nice and easy, nice and loose. We're not trying to do too much just yet. Let's say that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1 more for 10. And 10. Beautiful. The second exercise is going to be that high knee pull. And now that you're a couple sets in, you can make that opposite leg, non-working leg straight and push into the ground while you do your high knee pulls. Now remember, you can sit up with this, get a little bit of body weight behind it, and then pull. You can go into that heel to opposing hip pull, but it's going to alternate. So go ahead and grab your grip. And we're lying down, we don't have to worry about balance, so we can hold each repetition for a second or 2, just to really exaggerate the stretch, the range of motion in the hammies, in the glutes, and the hip flexion, or the angle that you are creating in your hip. Let's go a couple more apiece. 1 and 1. 2 for the right. 2 for the left. Now I'm just going to bring both knees into the chest. Now I'm not going to really try to do that spinal rocker, but I am going to move just a little bit with both knees into the chest or into the belly. And from here we're going to do what's called a lower trunk torso rotation. Now I don't have everybody do this, but this is a good one. So what we're going to do, your arms are going to be on the floor, palms down. Now your feet can be on the floor as well, or your feet can be up. It just depends on what your range of motion allows. But lower trunk is another way of saying lower body, and you're just going to rotate or drop it to the side. Now I'm going to my right, so my right hand can actually pull on those legs a little bit to pin them down, but then I'm trying to look away to the left. Up and over. Going to do it the same thing other side. Now it's to my left, so my left arm's going to kind of pin those legs. Exhale. And as you exhale, whether it's 1 inhale, exhale, 2 inhale, exhale, however many you need to do, every time you should feel just a slight itty bitty release or relax in the legs to give you a little bit bigger range of motion. Plus, as you hold, the longer you hold, the bigger your range of motion is naturally going to be. Let's go one more over to the left, or however many you need. If you were not holding as long as me, that means you might get a couple more repetitions. I mean, that's fine. So now that we got a little bit of a torso rotation started, let's go to our reverse scorpion kicks. So this one I'm going to do just my right leg. I'm not going to alternate. Most of the time I alternate, but I'm going to try and pick on one side at a time. I'm going to go the lion leg kick, and then I'm going to come up and over. Retrace my steps all the way to the beginning. We're going to go 10 repetitions. 3, 2, 1, and go. Up, over, exhale. Up, down, 1. Up, over, up, down, 2. Now it is okay if you hold there at the bottom. I'm going to try and go a little bit closer to steady Eddie. 4. And my left foot, my non-working foot, leg, has got that heel into the ground. All right, there we go. 7, 8, 9er, and 10. Now we just got done doing that right side, or whatever side you did. Bring that leg up as much as you can. A little bit to the outside, which is the opposing range of motion or movement to the reverse scorpion kick that you just did. And reset. All right, second side for me, it's going to be the left leg. We're going to do the reverse scorpion kick. So arms out to the side just to limit the upper body movement. And exhale. 1, 2. So now my right leg is the non-working leg. So that leg is kind of activated a little bit. The right heel is being pushed into the ground. 5, we're halfway in. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's do the same thing. Now my working leg was my left leg, so I'm going to bring my left leg in. I'm going to do that same high knee pull, but then I'm also going to bring it to the outside, which is the opposing movement or opposite movement to what we just did with that reverse scorpion kick. Open it up and reset. Okay, spinal rockers again. Now this is going to be the last spinal rocker by itself. So come all the way up. Feet are going to be on the floor, and your chest is going to come up into your thighs. Okay, little roll. Feet into the ground. Chest into thighs as much as you can. If this happens to be your height, then keep that your height. If this happens to be your height, or you could go past, that's actually good because this will turn into your roll to V sit. 2 more. 1 more. Okay, here we go. So now we're going to go single leg glute bridge. Now the past couple workouts we've done the glute bridges in. We've done it a couple, excuse me, we've done it a couple different ways. Excuse me. So what we're going to do is leave it up to you as far as how you do it. Leg up, leg out, leg over, okay? However you want to leg up and leg bent, literally however you want to do it. But you just want to make sure that the heel is the main mover and that's your main point of contact. Your big toe and your toes and the ball of your foot can be on the floor as well, but that's not your main mover. So I like to pull my heels, my toes up and make my heel the main mover. All right, so let's do a single leg glute bridge and we're gonna go 10 times. And I'm going super duper slow, trying to exaggerate the range of motion, but also trying to elongate or lengthen the time under tension. So my glutes and my hamstring, as soon as I start to lift, start to engage. But if I just go for repetitions, they're only engaging for a short time. So by increasing your TUT or the time under tension, you're activating your muscles for a little bit longer. So you're doing more, even though we're not doing a heavy weight by any means. It's just your body weight. Let's go 2 more repetitions. 1 more repetition. Okay, so that was my right leg as my glute bridge leg. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to bring that knee up to my chest here, and I'm going to bring the heel to the opposing hip because that gets a little bit more of the glutes and the IT band and the hamstring, but those are the muscles that we just use to activate to make that movement happen. All right, so switch it over. Now my left leg's going to be my working leg, so my right leg can do whatever I end up doing. Okay, but I'm going to be pushing through the heel. And let's go. And remember, we're trying to lengthen the time under tension. So that will increase the load of the work or the requirement on the muscle without having to throw a dumbbell or a plate or a weight or a bar across our hips. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good, so my left leg was my working leg. So that's the leg I'm going to want to pull and stretch and then turn into the pigeon pose if I was on the other side, but heel to hip, heel to opposing hip. And really sink back. I'm going to crunch up, kind of get a good grip and try to really lean back on that sucker. All right, so we're going to superset 2 different exercises. One is going to be the roll to V-sit that we were working towards. Reach opposite left arm, right toe, right arm to left toe, right hand to right toe. It does not matter. In the middle, however you want to do it. Exhale, reach out in front of you. All right, so now you can join me here. Roll to V-sit. And at the top, exhale. At the top, exhale. All right, let's go 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Beautiful. All right, so the superset, or the second exercise that we're going to do, is your double leg glute bridge. But we're going to do that Mississippi squeeze at the top. Remember, we did that last week when it came to our squats. Now we're going to do it with our double leg glute bridge. So this is another way of increasing your time under tension, but instead of slowing the start to finish rep speed, you're pausing and holding. Same thing, just different way about going it. We're going about it. 3, 2, 1, and go. 1 Mississippi. 2 Mississippi. 3 Mississippi. 4 Mississippi. 5 Mississippi. 6 Mississippi. 7 Mississippi. 8 Mississippi. 9 Mississippi. 10 Mississippi. And Bring both knees into chest. All right, very, very, very good on that one. All right, so now let's flip it around. We're going to be in that quadruped stance where you're on both hands and both knees, and we're going to go through your regular hip mobility. So now there's going to be a bigger range of motion and a little bit more emphasis and stress on the hips themselves instead of the glutes and the hamstrings. So let's go ahead and start it out with our regular plain Jane fire hydrants, and we're going to go sets of 10, and we're just going to alternate sides. Okay, so right side, right hip, fire hydrants in 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Left leg, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. Okay, donkey kicks, right leg donkey kicks, bent leg heel to the ceiling, or straight leg heels and feet to the wall or the place behind you, the space behind you. 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, now we're going to go hip circles. Now we've done these before, but I'm going to go forward for 10, stay on that side, and then do reverse for 10, and then go to the other leg. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. 1, 2. Now whatever direction you happen to be going, just make a little bit of a mental note, and then your second direction is just opposite. 7 from me, 8, 9, 10. Same side, other direction. So for me, this is going to be reverse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so since that was my right side, I'm going to do that pigeon pose or that glute stretch, that butt stretch with my right side. So from my quadruped stance, I'm going to keep my right knee where it is, step back with my left foot. Now, depending on what you feel comfortable with, that right foot can kind of come off center, okay? And then you got a couple of different options. I'm going to sit and hold today, try to get a little bit of body weight on it, but you could collapse down, and I'm going to hold it for a 5, 4, 3, and time. Bring the left foot back up. Okay, we're back to that quadruped stance, where we're back on all fours. We're going to go hip circles left side, both directions, and then pigeon pose. 3, 2, 1, and go. And just again, remember what direction, or pay attention, make a note of what direction you're going so that you know how to adjust. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, reverse or opposite direction that you were just going. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now we're going to go to that pigeon pose. So we're going to stretch that left side. So step back with your right foot. Foot can come off center a little bit. Whatever your knee can handle, whatever you feel comfortable with. Now today I'm just going to sit upright, focus a little bit more on thoracic extension. That just means your thoracic spine or your mid-back coming up. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. All right, so let's go into upward facing dog or cobra pose, or whichever one I feel like I need to call it. But we're going to hold that, and then we're going to go into a downward dog. And we're going to hold that, and then we got your groiners. Okay, so it's just a little bit of a progression here. Now remember, when you're doing this guy, you can be on the balls of your feet or you can be on the top of your feet. When I do my mobilities and stretching and some yoga stuff, I try to go barefoot so that I can have a little bit more movement in my ankles. So this one, I'm actually going to go on the tops of my feet. And when you get set up, kind of get your breathing ready to go. On that exhale, I want you to squeeze your glutes and push yourself up and away. Now, if you're on the balls of your feet, that's fine. On your toes, that's fine. Still squeeze your glutes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Come out of that, and we're going to go into your downward dog. Bent leg or straight leg, just depends on which one you feel better with. Now, I like to mix and vary the two. I also like to shift my body weight from one side to the other to get a little bit of a calf stretch. But let's go ahead and hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And groiners. Okay. Now I'm going to do that Mississippi squeeze that we've been kind of implementing a little bit lately, which I call peak contraction, but Mississippi squeeze sounds a little bit better. And again, you can holler at Steve and thank him for that, just because it sounds cool. Peak contraction is a little bit more formal, too formal. Okay. Now you can go ahead and go at your pace, your speed with your groiners. I'm going to go a little bit slow, a little bit of bounce with that Mississippi squeeze, and also kind of, because I don't have my shoes on, my ankle mobility is not limited because my shoes are not restricting that movement, which is why shoes are good, but then they're also bad. At the same time, it's a nonstop battle between good and evil, or necessary and harmful. I'm going to go one more piece, but I'm actually going to add in the rotation here. Other arm, other side. For me, this is going to be my last one. Now, if you feel like you want to hit a couple more, by all means, hit a couple more. Okay, back to that quadruped for a split second, and then you're going to sit back butt to heels. Now, for some people, you might be so unbelievably tight in your quads that you can't sit butt to heel. You might find it here. Or maybe your knees have seen better days and it hurts to get like this. If that's the case, don't try and sit back. That is my goal. Stay a little bit forward and kind of offset some of that load or that weight with your arms. Okay, but we're just holding here. Okay, so let's hold for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. By relax, I mean fall forward. We're going to double dip as long as we're down here on a little bit of shoulders. We're going to do that RFL, that reach, roll, lift. It's not RFL, that is definitely something else. The RRL, reach, roll, lift. Okay, so you're going to be elbows to knee, forearm and palms on the floor. Now your elbows, so basically your tricep, are going to stay in contact with your knees the whole time. I'm going to reach without shifting my body weight. I'm just going to reach to as far as I can reach without moving. Roll or flip or supinate your hand, and then lift. And if you think this is going to be better for you, it is not. So if your range of motion is just like a centimeter off the ground, that's fine, as long as your body's not moving. Say you can lift, I can only get a couple inches off the ground before I start to want to cheat. That's fine. Set it down, flip it over, reset, repeat on the other side. So I'm going to reach, I'm going to roll or supinate or turn a palm up, and then I'm going to lift. All right? So here we go. I'm going to do a couple aside. And you get your reach, roll, lift. And the goal is to supinate or turn that palm up as much as you possibly can. That's the roll component. And then palms up. Keep your arm as straight as possible because it will want to bend in the elbow. I'm going to go one more each. And break, and break. All right, we're on the mat. We're going to go one more. We're going to go one more on the mat before we got to start standing up and working our way up. It's going to be that Superman shoulder circle, okay? Now this is going to be a shoulder mobility, but we're also going to try and pay a little bit of attention onto the glutes and the low back. So every time you come up, squeeze the butt, squeeze the back, squeeze the legs, kind of make a little bit of a mental note, pause on that sucker just to kind of make a mind to muscle connection, and then your palms rotate up or supinate, and then you take it to your back. Thumbs to thigh, thumbs to hip, thumbs to butt, however you can do it, and back down. Okay, I'm gonna do 5 repetitions. However many you can do, I'm gonna do 5 a little bit slower. And let's do it. Up. 1. Up. 2. Just remember 3. Keep making that mind to muscle connection on the glutes. The back is going to come into play no matter what, but I want you to really focus it on contracting and squeezing the backside. 4. 1 more. And that right there, my friends, is 5. Or however many you're doing. It takes me a long time to do that, so I only like to do 5 and go slow and controlled. Focus on form, focus on feel, focus on function and movement and mobility on the shoulders. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to slowly start to work our way up, and then we're going to do that super squat to start. So you're not really going to need your mat anymore, so I'm actually just going to do that guy. All right, so I don't have shoes on, so this would be a time where this kind of having shoes would help. It would help give me a little bit of a heel lift, even though my shoes have a 0 drop, a little bit of a heel, so that helps with any sort of limited ankle mobility. But I'm going to try and work a little bit at my ankle mobility and my balance, and I'm going to go no shoes for my super squat. I'm not going to grab any equipment or dumbbell or medicine ball or anything, stationary objects. I'm just going to try to keep my body weight forward without lifting my heels. Okay, so let's go this on the clock because I'm not going to count to 20 and go. And all I'm going to do is keep driving my elbow or my knees out with my arms and just try to keep my body weight forward to keep as much of an angle, a bend, a flexion in my ankle as possible. All right, so where are we at? 15. Where did we start? 45. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And time. So from here, it leads to our squat to stand. I'm going to take a little bit of a break here real quick just to loosen it back up. All right, so like we're doing a stretch, we're doing that toe touch. And then we're going to squat down. If you want to sit here again, that's fine. But the hips are going to come up, the body weight stays forward, the feet stay flat, and breathe. Touch the ground, touch the ankle, touch the shin, touch the top of your foot, go knuckles down, however you can and whatever you can. I'm going to go 10 repetitions. So let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's my 10. Now as I stand up, I'm already starting to squeeze my glutes, so my back doesn't take all of the load. And I'm just going to kind of decompress a little bit. All right, so break, shake, rest, recover. We're going to do a couple of standing hip mobilities, and then we'll be done for the day. So while we're standing, shouldn't necessarily need a break, but if you do, by all means, take it. We're going to do those standing hip mobilities, high knee pulls that we typically start with. Now you have the balance component to take into account. So if you still want to hold like we did while we were lying down, you can. Otherwise, do a lift, switch it, do a lift. Okay, let's say that that's 3 or 4. Okay, 5 and 5 here. 6 and 6. 7. I'm going to start to turn that sucker in a little bit. 7. Now I change my grip and exaggerate it. 8. 8. 9. 9. 10. And 10. Okay, last one is going to be that quad stretch. 1. 1. 2. 2. 3. 3. 4. 4. All right, for this back half, I'm going to double hand it. Try to get as big a range of motion. Now at the very, very end, you should be pretty much the most loose you're going to get. Now doing this mobility rotation multiple times a week would significantly improve your range of motion and your mobility. Okay, totally forgot what number I'm on, so let's go one more with the left to finish it off. And break. Okay, all right. So there is our Monday morning or afternoon or evening or midday or whenever you plan on doing this Monday Mobilities workout. Now, like I literally just said, you can do this rotation or progression or sequence. It's very beneficial. You could do it before a workout, after a workout. I know it's about 20-30 minutes maybe. But if you have rest days or recovery days, or maybe you're a runner and you want to do something to benefit your running other than the strength training, this would be it. So feel free to always revert back to this sucker so you can enjoy it another time. Anyways, other than that, you guys did great. Look forward to having a real good workout this week. Talk to you soon.